And good morning. Welcome. It is Training Tip Tuesday. I am back again as promised. Every Tuesday, I'm going to be just giving you bite-sized pieces to training a reliable recall. So those of you that are students, you've already been, I have been putting in a much longer, I think it was a 45-minute hour session last week. And I will do that again this Thursday at 5:30. But in between time, I'm going to just give you guys some bite-sized pieces. So today on teaching a reliable recall, that is our tip for the day, is all about how to do it. And I just want to say, thank you guys for posting and commenting. If you have any questions, you can drop it in wherever you're seeing this right now. Drop it in the comments and I'll come back and answer those questions. So last week I talked about what it takes to teach a dog, how they learn, and some of the reasons why dogs may not listen when you recall them to you. So today I want to talk a little bit about how to get that training going. So one of the ways that we do it in our Canine Learning Academy school program is we incorporate games. So if you're one of our private clients, you'll hear us talk about training games. And the secret to reliable recall is making things a lot more fun. All right. So if you've ever watched your dogs play, most likely they'll play like a chasing game, or last night we had a puppy play date and it was so much fun watching them kind of run around. Dogs enjoy games. And it really, if you're looking at building a reliable recall, then the training really does impact if you can make sure that your dog is having fun. So the question that comes up over and over again involves wondering why a dog does this instead of that. So I hear that quite a bit. My dog keeps doing this, but I really want them to do that. So why does my dog chew on my shoes instead of their chew toy? Or why does my dog have a perfect recall in the house, but as soon as we go outside, the second that the leash comes off, they take off running? So if you've ever called your dog and you were upset at the time, let's just say that they did have your shoe and they were chewing on it, and you've called them because you were upset, you might have broken that relationship, that association to that, whatever you're saying, Bandit, come here. Same with if you've called your dog. We talked about this last week. I'm just going to reiterate it again. If you've ever called your dog when you're in a hurry and you need to go and they're actually having a good time, right? And you said, hey, Bandit, come here. And they're playing. So they could, again, have that bad association with that recall. But with some work, you can get back to having a really, stop on a dime kind of recall by incorporating these games. So I'm going to show you a couple of videos on a couple games that I've just introduced last week. We have a ton of recall games, but I'm going to give you my top 2 favorites. But what we're trying to do is basically associate the recall cue that you're using with a positive associations, and we're going to eliminate anything that's negative. So moving forward with the training, and this is my request for you guys, is to really go about doing some training on recall so that you can have that dream, unclip your dog goes running off, you call them back to you and they come right back to you. So if you convince your dog that coming back to you is a game instead of a chore, well, you'll most likely win them over. So my top couple games that I love to incorporate, let me find the screen. My first one is, let me play this video. Let's see. So typically when we're teaching recall, the first step is, besides understanding and all of it, I say the first step to teaching recall is focus, right? Getting the dog to focus on you. So one of the focus games that we like to play, stop sharing, is called Where's My Face? And I'm going to play a little video in just a second. Let's see. All right, so here's that video. So in this video, you'll see that this is Elmer, and I think this is Tiny. No, this is Tank. All right, so he's going to turn his back to Tank, and he's going to offer a mark and a reward. So he's going to go, yes, and offer a treat every time Tank basically turns and finds his face. You start this stationary, and you just do it a quarter turn to a half turn. So offer a treat to your dog's mouth, turn away. Dog will look like, wait, where'd you go? Mark it, go, yes, and then offer a reinforcement. Do this approximately, I'd say 4 or 5 times, and then choose another spot. Now, it doesn't matter which way they go about finding you. After you've got that going pretty reliable, what you're going to do is take a few steps away, about 6 to 10 feet, and try it again. So you're going to wait for your dog to look for you, mark it, yes, treat, and then move away and turn. So you're adding a little more distance to that. So this is a game we call Where's My Face? And it turns into what I'm going to show you next is a game of tag. So a game of tag, if you've ever watched dogs play, most dogs like to either chase or be chased. Now, with recall training, please do not chase your dog, because even though it's fun and I get so much joy out of watching my dogs run around. The game of chase from human to dog, we don't want the dog to run away. Instead, we want them to run towards us. So the game of tag should look like you turning away and you're calling your dog to move towards you. Any movement towards you, that is a recall, and you're going to want to mark and reinforce. So I'm going to play the next step to that. Where's My Face is a game of tag. And this is one of my other favorite games to incorporate in the training process. Now you'll notice that we're doing this in the backyard, and that's fine if you get there. So the first step in training, always in your home where your dog feels safe. Now, you'll see most of the time, if I'm in your home, I will say something like, do you have a place where there's like a carpet or someplace really soft where the dog can run around? We really want to eliminate those slippery floors, especially for all dogs actually, but like puppies that are just coming to, and an older dog, it can really get dangerous if the dog is slipping and sliding. So find a place in your home that has less slippery floors, something that can grip. If you've got a little carpet down, and put some grip underneath it so it's not moving. Awesome. After you've progressed in the house, then you can take it into a fenced in yard, or if you need to, grab a longer leash and do it with a leash on. So here's the game of tag. So you're going from Where's My Face, which is a focus drill, to a game of tag. So Elmer is now running away. He's going to give a little tap to his leg, right? And then he's going to mark and reward to, this is Tiny's mouth. Now, if you've got a dog that's really fast, you might actually need to offer them a couple reinforcements. So you're going to go one to the mouth. Good boy, good girl. And then the second one, because you might need to buy some time. I know that if that was me instead of Elmer and that was Tiny, I need some space. So I will reward to the mouth, and then I'll say something like get, and I'll toss food so it rolls on the ground. The dog goes looking for the food. That moment that they commit to looking for that food, you go find another spot to run away towards. So as you're running away, you're looking over your shoulder. You're kind of teasing them to come chase you. No different. If you watch dogs play, they always do this. They'll always like run, but they'll look on the corner of their eye, kind of insinuating, come on, come get me. So those are my two favorite games to incorporate in your training. I'd love to see you guys try that. So the first one is Where's My Face? And the second one is a game of tag. Again, start off in the home where your dog feels safe, non-slippery floors, and then progress to the yard. So drop it in the comments below wherever you're watching this. Let us know how you got along on this. And we will be going into a lot more games next Tuesday. So make sure that you stay tuned. So every Tuesday, we're going to be dropping in a tip all around teaching a reliable recall. Those of you that are students, look forward to seeing you again Thursday at 5:30 as we go into class week 2. We've got 3 virtual classes, and on the 4th week, we have a in-person practice. You must make sure that you contact Julie to RSVP for your spot. This will be done at an open park. We'll be having you come in, and we have stations for you to practice all of these recall games. All right, guys, have a wonderful Tuesday. Take care, and I will see you next week.